Thank you, everyone. This morning, I would like to share with you the 9 characteristics of women who get to the top and stay at the top of their dreams, their aspirations, and their goals. And so I thank you today for joining me, and hopefully, even though this may be short, you'll be enlightened by this conversation. These characteristics are not guaranteed, but I assure you they do work. I've seen these characteristics become the foundation stones for a very successful journey. Number 1, women who get to the top and stay at the top are passionate about what they do. They don't merely like what they do, they can't live without it. Passion's everything. We can see it, we can hear it, we can feel it. They bounce out of bed in the mornings because it's another opportunity to do what they love. They don't shout TGIF at the end of the week. They shout TGIM at the beginning of the week. They are enthusiastic. Number 2, women who get to the top and stay at the top visualize their success. I've seen this time and time again. Once you have a clear picture of what success looks like, nothing is more powerful than to be able to constantly see yourself already have achieving the success. If your definition of success is owning your own home, then visualize yourself living in that home. The kitchen, the living room, all the beautiful decorations. If success is about earning a certain income, visualize yourself already making that money. And visualize yourself, imagine yourself of what you're doing with that income. My experience is that once people visualize their success, their motivation to achieve it becomes alive. The ability to visualize your success lifts you up and it gives you wings to your dreams. Number 3, women who get to the top and stay at the top are often discontented with status quo. I'm talking about productive status quo. I'm a firm believer that success belongs to the discontent. If we are content about everything that we do and the way things are always, we have no motivation to change or improve. Discontent is what really drives the human species. Discontent with status quo has been the catalyst from every major discovery since man first walked this earth. Number 4, women who get to the top and stay at the top embrace global diversity. Global diversity is a concept that has been increasingly familiar over the last decade. I had dinner last night in Austin in one of the nicest restaurants. And as I sat at my table, I noticed that the glasses were made from England, the water was bottled in Sweden, the china was from South Korea, the coffee was Guatemalan, and the wine, which was fabulous, was from France. What I'm saying is that success in today's environment really does require a global perspective on things. And that insight will help you with the strategic advantage. It's a global world and we need to embrace it. Number 5, women who get to the top and stay at the top have high emotional intelligence. So what's emotional intelligence? Think of it as emotional maturity. And in it, many people seem to not have it. But instead of trying to define it, it may be easier to give you examples of behaviors that reflect emotional intelligence. So here we go. People who exhibit emotional intelligence understand that God gave them 2 ears, 1 mouth, and life is best used when we use them accordingly and wisely. Knowing that the most important words in the English language is not I, me, or mine, but you, yours, and ours. Being slow to anger. Recognizing that the words I'm sorry, forgive me, I apologize are not signs of weakness, but signs of strength and courage. Understanding that power comes from being a loyal and trustworthy friend or colleague and never abusing that power. Realizing that there is a distinct difference between being assertive and being aggressive. Understanding that when you shine the light of recognition on someone else, that reflection on you, it's even brighter. And realizing that the absolute necessity that you praise in public and criticize in private. Number 6, women who get to the top and stay at the top just flat out work hard. They become very, very focused. They're up late at night and early in the morning. They are mentally and physically engaged at every level of intensity so that they can produce incredible results. Don Kendall, who is the former chairman for PepsiCo, he once said, "Success happens when the love for what you do is greater than the fatigue of doing it." Number 7, women who get to the top and stay at the top learn from their mistakes. They don't dwell on it. Allow me to state the obvious. We're all women. We're all human. We make mistakes, and some are bigger than others. Some are even more embarrassing than others. But the fact is, if you don't make a mistake, you're not growing. You're not stretching. You're not achieving. Mistakes are part and parcel of the process. Learn from your mistakes, but don't make the same mistake. And when you make a mistake, sit down and have a conversation with yourself. Think about why you made the mistake. What were the circumstances around that mistake? Were there any warning signs that you ignored? And about how you will perform and act differently in the future. And then let it go. Because once your mistake consumes you, your thinking becomes stinking. You dwell on the bad instead of the good. You paralyze your future because you can't let go of your past. Number 8, women who get to the top and stay at the top know how to prime their pump. No woman is a comic book superhero. None of us are invincible. Like a clock, we wear down, we get discouraged, all of those things. We lose our enthusiasm, our spirit drags. And if we aren't careful, we begin to just simply go through the motions. But when our engines begin to sputter, women who know how to get to the top, they know how to prime their pump. They know what it would take to get them back in the ball game. And they regain it, their enthusiasm again. And they soar high. Although each of us is different, there are many ways to prime your pump, ladies. For some, it's simply going to the countryside, smelling flowers, listening to great music. And for me, I love to do karaoke. You got to know yourself. You have to know how to maintain your high. And what separates people who can handle more responsibility than from those who can't are the people who know how to prime their pump. They have found a way to keep their performance at a very high level. And last but not least is number 9. In my experience, women who know how to get to the top and stay at the top are persistent in the face of adversity. The fact is, success in life, whether it's personal or professional, rarely comes on the first try. If we want to see our dreams take flight, we have to be persistent. Not everybody believes in your dream. Some are jealous, some want to steal it, some want to even claim it. But in order for you to succeed, you must be persistent. You must claim it and destroy the thoughts of what you can't do and focus on what you can do. You have to declare your mission and stand behind it. And remember, before a storm, sometimes it's calm, and after a storm, sometimes it's calm. But when fear strikes you, go into a place, a space within yourself that gives you peace and gives you rest. A place that will remind you of why you chose to do what you do. The place that will help you knock down those roadblocks, eradicate the barriers, help you sustain the power that you need to achieve your goals. In conclusion, my friends, getting to the top and staying at the top is not a passive effort. It is an active effort. It's not something that just happens. You have to make it happen. You have to want it. You have to work for it. Make these 9 characteristics of getting to the top and staying at the top a part of your life. Because here's what I know. For when you're passionate about what you do, you visualize success, you are discontented with the status quo, you embrace global diversity, and you have high emotional intelligence. When you flat out work hard, learn from your mistakes, but don't dwell on them. Know how to prime that pump. And finally, when you are persistent in the face of adversity, you will not only get to the top and stay at the top, you will soar in that rarefied air where eagles dare to fly. Thank you so very much.